Yes, it says arriving at, and then it gives the address.
Cool, we're done. Problem solved.
Yeah, actually, it's as simple as that.
Yeah, it really is.
If we have a map of the city, then what Cat's gonna do is pull up the address and then give us like a 3-dimensional line GPS tracker on our TACnet to go there.
Can we get a direct route to that, and then compare it to what route they're taking?
So,
yeah,
okay.
Cat'll do both as the crow flies and the route from each individual's position. But the crow fly, Cat will actually do the crow fly to get there early.
Okay, so Alex, I'm going to do just one thing real quick. You're going to generate three maps.
Yep.
Efficient land route for us confined to land as crow flies in the path they're taking.
Yep.
So the path they're taking is very long and winding. It takes them through a bunch of choke points. And with, if you have like security ops or espionage or anything, you could roll to try to find out the purpose of that.
Common sense would work too. No.
Yeah, common sense could work too.
I actually have that.
It's a good thing to take the first time around.
It is. So,
And I'm just gonna keep watching them on all the cameras.
So what Hal notices, using his detective profession stuff from way back in the day, these guys are going on a laundry cleaning run, a surveillance detection run. They're going through a bunch of areas to check to see if anyone's following them. Why they generated this map and not a dozen others is curious, but that's not what we're doing. So, and the map ends up at, it's an old derelict, really a derelict subway station. There's pretty much no trains that run there anymore. It used to go to New Mumbai before, well, you guys remember what happened to New Mumbai.
Cat's just like, oh, delightful.
Do I have to fill you guys in? Mia and Salem.
Yeah, you're going to have to fill me in, otherwise.
The New Mumbai Dark Zone, an ex-human infected with the exurgent virus came into New Mumbai, and then it proceeded to have that exurgent strain go through the entire population and kill off anyone that didn't get fully infected. And now it's become a zone where basically the only way to survive in there is to hope that you don't get exurgent ass fucked while wearing like a hard suit.
It was also nuked twice.
Yeah, they nuked it twice to prevent the exurgents from getting out. There's no exurgent detection on the surface, nor any of the known tunnels. However, Firewall has done flyovers with psi influence.
You don't know this. This is metagame out of game info.
Yeah, this is metagame out of information. The Firewall thing is there's still probably exurgents down there. It's just our characters wouldn't know that. Firewall knows that because they took a fucking Watts McCloud infected psi user, the strongest one they got over there, and they're like, something's trying to grab at my mind and draw me down in there.
Like, mate, all we know is it's a dark zone, which is a flag in and of itself.
Yeah,
And
like straight up, what we know is it's a dark zone that got nuked twice and was a place where exurgents were.
There was Titan shit going on there back during the fall. So, you know, Hal sighs and he's like, fucking A, not that place again.
Again.
It's a long story.
Well, I got all the fucking time in the world, mate.
Something, I helped bust a ring of people smuggling old artifacts out of it. Some of them were exurgent and Titan modified. And yeah, let's just say it wasn't pretty. But this was months ago.
So you didn't get, you know...
Fuck no!
Cat immediately is like, if he did get infected, we would have known within about 2 weeks of him leaving that area.
Yeah.
What if they're getting smarter?
And I had all kinds of tests run on me by pretty much the best people in the field, and even people who have been
I was gonna
afflicted.
say, hold up, in the field though. You don't have the best equipment in the field.
The scanners, they're actually handheld scanners that do this.
Yeah, but I don't really trust handhelds compared to actual machinery.
And it's not Hal that was checking him. Other people were checking him. And
Yeah,
we're
it's just
talking,
like, take it from an Argonaut. There are handheld ways to detect exogen viruses quite easily.
all right,
gets the job
I was
better,
in
a handheld?
isolation for a month just to make sure that none of this would happen.
Real quick, Mike. At that place they're going to, do they have cameras or anything that I could
Fuck
touch in
no.
and see? No? Okay.
I mean, there's cameras along the route, but once you get within like a block or two of this old subway station, there's nothing. I mean, at the very best, you could hack into a camera and slave it to, you know, kind of give you an off angle look, but it'd be very hard to make something out with it.
Because they wouldn't be just going over there to sightsee. They would be meeting someone, correct?
I mean, this is a 14K. I mean, they could be going over there just to sightsee.
I was seeing if there would be anyone there that they're going to meet.
So, are we going to the going to their destination, as it were?
Yes, we're gonna get to the destination before they are.
So you get close, and you know it's obviously subway station and stuff, and you see a couple other people lingering there, and most of them appear to be in case morphs. In fact, all of them are cases.
So we
And-
now stand out.
So yes, you basically all do now stand out. However, it's, you know, we didn't just like walk into the subway station. We're observing from a short distance. And they're all dark and off the mesh. These guys are all professionals. If you guys want to make perception checks, you can see if there's someone there carrying a weapon, or, you know, count how many. There appears to be...
I'm going to make a just kind of look around and see if there are any
Yeah.
particularly high threats.
Looking for mainly threats, as well as if I have the spare perception and or knowledge. Looking
You guys
for,
see
go ahead.
there are 15 cases. Well, no, there are 15 morphs there. 14 of them are cases, and
What's the
half of
auctioneer? No.
half of those cases are armed with, you know, varying degrees of pistols.
Only half? That's good odds.
However, there is one person there in a Reaper morph with a railgun AR.
Shit. Gonna actually use the TACnet here real quick to pull a fucking sniper elite and tag every one of them with a moving marker.
Everyone is tagged, and they will move as long as someone can see them. If they move out of sight, it'll display their last known position.
Alrighty. In a ghost form?
Like
the outline
there's some kind of marker there
Alright.
that
That'll
whatever it is depends on whatever your settings are.
Alright, along with that perception roll, by the way, I couldn't finish what I was saying. Looking for, windows, vantage points, access points, whatnot.
Into the subway station?
Just in general.
Well,
Because
there
we're at the
are-
subway station, but I'm assuming I would say, are we in the subway station?
No, we are looking into the subway station.
Yes.
The subway
So-
station is mostly an open air affair. There is, you know, you can see the old tracks and the old platforms, and all these people are just kind of milling around.
the buildings nearby, any vantage points that may or may not contain Overwatch.
There are vantage points that could contain Overwatches.
Can I do like I did with the last building and get building blueprints for the area?
You can. That would be, I'll just group it all together in the one research roll.
All right.
Throw the dice. Do you get it?
I think so.
Quick question: how close are Hal and Cat to me right now?
Hal was walking with you, but offset about, 10, 15 feet.
I'm gonna slow down to where he is able to pass by me and drop something into his pocket. All right.
Okay.
How close is Cat to me?
I'm above. I'm on Overwatch positions, top of buildings, stuff like that.
All right. You should be all right, I guess.
Salem, what's your research skill?
It's at 75.
So you don't hit it. Hal will roll, and he doesn't get anything either. Wonderful.
Fuck.
We're blind.
Thunderful.
Why is Chrome at black screen?
Cat will put in the TechNet. I do have
There we
that dude's business card, and I could easily play off how I was able to track him. Do you want me to go in there? They know I'm an interested buyer in this type of shit.
Well, these guys don't know that, though. The 14K knows, but whoever these
Yeah.
actors are, they
Because
wouldn't know.
14K is not here yet. We headed them off.
Oh, we headed them off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
I
since
said we hold off till he gets there. Wait for about 3 minutes after he gets there. We don't really have the dosh to buy out what it is they're selling, so we need to make sure it's on site and get our hands
Let
on
me
that.
make a call. Hal
Cat-
turns around and goes into
I
an
don't
alley.
like owing people stuff.
Cat also makes an offer. Since we headed them off, I could stop them and be like, "Hey, I noticed that you're going somewhere set up for a possible little buy. What you buying? I might be interested."
That'd be a little suspicious, though.
They
How-
already know
how
that
do
I'm an
we-
interested buyer.
The bodyguard knows.
Yeah.
Whether or not he told, or whether or not that's the one with him. The one that
Both bodyguards know.
Well, they both know, but the one that gave the card might not be the one with him because he did give him that. The other one did give him that look. It's my paranoia talking at this point.
Cat's just like, "Well, do you have a better plan on how to get us in there without necessarily getting shot on the way in?"
Salem, are you okay with me using your common sense roll?
Yep.
So, Salem, your common sense says these things are all, everyone's darking off the mesh. They're going to a place where there's no real mesh access. So, how would they know who's who? They must have some kind of marker or something to flash and say, "Oh, I'm here for the buy." This isn't the kind of occasion you just walk up to and be like, "Yo, what's up?"
That's how people get shot.
End of common sense.
I could always do facial recognition check and see who's all there if anybody's on the...
They're case morphs.
They're all case morphs.
They're identical. You're not going to pull that off. However, Salem, roll perception. You hit it. So, back on your Overwatch of the 14K, moving throughout the city, you can see the 14K triad boss has some kind of small coin clutched very tightly in his hand.
I swear to God, if it's an Oriental coin, I'm stabbing you.
He's
It
got
is.
something in his hand, and it's a coin.
Fuck.
The fuck is he, Two-Face?
Nope. He's John Wick.
Well, Think about the common sense of what I just said. There'd have